Happy Shocktober. And on this day for the Halloween month, what I'm looking at right now is the Scream Factory Shocktober sale. If you're familiar with Scream Factory, you probably know what this is. They recently had their summer fear sale. Well, summer. And they basically had a bunch of movies that they reduced with like kind of coasters were put in. And it was pretty cool. But unfortunately, because I buy so much from Scream Factory, there wasn't much for me to get in the sale. One thing I did do during that sale was look at some of the stuff that he had coming out and basically give recommendations and show you exactly what some stuff that I have in my collection is. So I'm guessing you can't probably see it very well there, but that's the Scream Factory magnets. I got an actual pack of the old magnets here somewhere, but I can't find them right now. If I can locate them, I will show them in another video of last year's Shocktober magnets. They're incredible, by the way, and really worth getting. Just it's worth buying too. Just get those magnets, I'll be honest with you. So first up, they have one page that's basically their crypt, and usually there's like 4 to 6 titles that are on the crypt, but this year we have 8 titles on the crypt in the first week. So I'm guessing, or hopefully it'll stay like this, kind of like a larger volume of titles every time around, which means there's a better chance of us getting something that we haven't gotten before. I'm going to go through all of these here. We're going to talk about the ones that I got and the ones that I don't have, and I'll give you my thoughts on them if I want to get them. And you can let me know what you think in the comment section down below. So first off, we've got one that I do have, and that is Escape from New York. If you're a John Carpenter fan, it's a no-brainer that this is probably in your collection already. But if you haven't managed to pick it up yet, or if you're just waiting for the right time to get it, this one will run you about $16 now. And apparently the suggested retail price, this one is $29.93, so that's actually not a bad price. This one here comes with the slip. I know they say they can't really guarantee that the slip's going to come with every one of them, but more than likely, if it's a newer one, like something like this, you're probably going to get the slip because they were packaged like pre-slip that way. If it's one of the earlier ones, you're taking your chances on whether the slip is going to come or not. But honestly, it doesn't really matter. You want the package, you want the stuff in there. Come on, there's enough places online nowadays. You can pretty much get almost any slip you want to for like a decent price. But the movie itself, let's talk about that. I thought it was a really cool edition here. We have like a 2-disc edition. It's we got on this one, we got the feature film, a new 2K scan of it, new audio commentary with actress Adrienne Barbeau and director of photography Dean Cundy. Got audio commentary with John Carpenter or actor Kurt Russell, audio commentary with Deborah Hill and production designer Joe Alves. So we got like 3 audio commentaries. This too has like new look at the visuals, special visual effects, interviews with Dennis Skotak, Robert Skotak, and more. New interview with still photographer Kim Gottlieb Walker, author of On the Set with John Carpenter, deleted scenes, the original opening bank robbery sequence, return to Escape from New York featurette, tactical trailers, photo galleries, and more. So there's a ton of stuff on here. And just so you know, I'm not sure, did I do it on this one? I think I did. You have the original artwork on the inside here, so you can choose. If you don't like the newer artwork, you can choose the original one. Great edition. Next up is one that unfortunately I'm kind of sad because I can't get it because well, I can get a different edition of it, but I can't get the Scream Factory one, and that is the Babadook. That is a U.S. only one. So if you're outside of North America and you're not in the United States, if you're in Canada, you can't order the Babadook and get it sent to you here in you're in Canada. But the Babadook is runs only $12.99, the lowest price of all of them on the crypt sale part of it, and just some amazing stuff. I don't know all the features and stuff on the Babadook. I don't have it. I can't really give a lot on that edition except that the Babadook is one of those movies you either really, really love it or you're kind of mad about it. And most people I know just thought that was pretty good. So that's an awesome thing. Ghost Town is another one, kind of a fun one. It's one to buy on cover alone, to be honest with you. And it's been a while since I've seen Ghost Town, so I can't give you a lot of information on that one. I'm not going to like bullshit my way on ones I don't know. I'm just going to tell you the ones that I know really well. And Ghost Town is one that I thought was fun back in the day, but I don't remember. It's not one of those that like stuck out in my memory. Stigmata I do remember. I did enjoy Stigmata when it was out. I do like these religious type horror films. My friend actually Lauren, who does Ron's reviews, he's also a real big fan of religious horror films. So it'd be kind of interesting to see what he thinks of Stigmata. I thought it was kind of a fun film. But I'm a big fan of Patricia Arquette too, so had that going in for me there. The 2 biggest ones of the sale, if you don't have them though, are these 2 right here. And I strongly recommend both of these. Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, and I'm going to talk about these here a bit more because I really do love these films. The original Sleepaway Camp film is a fantastic little film, but when they did the sequels, they decided to make them kind of slightly more comedic and more kind of like comedy slasher films, and they did a really good job of them. First, they recasted the role that Felicia Rose played with Pamela Springsteen, and Felicia did an amazing job, but Pamela Springsteen just made it her own, and which is fantastic. So we had like two great actresses take very different like takes on the role of Angela Baker, and just do just such a great job. This is a really fun film. There's a lot of like decent acting in this. The kills are amazing, and even if you weren't a fan of like certain things about you in the first one, you're gonna have a lot of fun with Sleepaway Camp 2. A lot of fun. If you like slasher movies at all, you're gonna have a lot of fun, and it's very comedic in the way that it's done. We got a bunch of features on here. We got a new audio commentary with director Michael Simpson, the screenwriter Fritz Gordon. We have behind-the-scenes footage with audio commentary by director Michael Simpson on the footage, on behind-the-scenes footage with actual commentary. Tale of Two Sequels, Part 1. Back to Camp, featuring interviews with director Michael A. Simpson, actress Amy Fields, and director of photography Bill Mills, and more. Video promo trailer and more. I'm not sure if this was one. No, the first one had the Judy thing on it. But it's great, and there's the original artwork for the if you saw it on VHS. And it's such a fun film. Right from the beginning, it just grabs you right away. It's not a slow film. It moves fairly fast. The film clocks in at about 80 minutes, and it's not a wasted minute on there. If you're a slasher film at all, if you like ones that are kind of more tongue-in-cheek, this one is definitely tongue firmly planted in cheek, and Pamela Springsteen plays it up for all it's worth. Unfortunately, she doesn't talk about the films too much anymore. I wish she did, because these are great, great films. Next up is Sleepaway Camp 3, and this one was kind of the not as well liked as Part 2 when it originally came out, but it's found like a cult audience since. And here's the cover for Sleepaway Camp 3, so you can bet that a lot of young boys, including myself, went and got this one. I wasn't young at the time. I was a teenager. And this one's really cool. Real neat thing. This one's got audio commentary as well with the same people on it. Behind the scenes footage, Tale of Two Sequels Part 2, interviews with directors, trailers, new promos, deleted gore footage. And what's really, really cool about this, and they don't even mention this on the back of the box, this has a work print of the film on here as well. And I always find it really cool when you add, like as an addition, you add the work print. Not all the time. People talk about like getting like things uncut, and like sometimes work print, all's available is are work print editions of films, and like to be completely uncut. A lot of the original work and stuff has been like pretty much destroyed, and you can't really upgrading it's not a doable thing. You can branch it, and sometimes that could work, that could not work. There's a lot of different factors that goes into like exactly how a movie gets made and how it gets remastered and uncut and stuff. But I think it's a really great idea for companies to do, and complain about the quality of it all you want, but it's a work print, and that's the thing. They included, you got the new remastered edition, but the other work print as well with like extra bonus footage and all that type of stuff in it, and it's like cheesy ass quality, like VHS quality with these work print things. But this has got the rawness to it, and you get both of it. You get the movie remastered in all its glory, and you get the work print as well. And I think it's a really cool addition. So if you don't have Sleepaway Camp 3 or 2 in your collection, I recommend them. I strongly do recommend them. These both will run you about $16.49 each, and I'll be honest with you, they are completely worth it. Next up is Nomads with Pierce Brosnan. Nomads is a ghost story. It's not for everyone, but I did enjoy Nomads when it came out. I'm a big Pierce Brosnan fan, though. I have a bias. I'm not going to lie to you, towards Brosnan. Brosnan is one of my idols growing up. Remington Steele was the show that was made for somebody like me, a movie geek, about a detective that's a movie geek, and likes to dress really well. And I actually do. I feel more comfortable in a suit and tie than I do in like jeans and a t-shirt, which is odd, but for me. And I think a lot of that comes from watching Remington Steele growing up, to be totally honest with you. It truly had an effect on me when I was growing up. Nomads, however, is like it's a departure for Pierce Brosnan. It's a different type of role. He's got the basic charm that he always has in all his roles. Pierce Brosnan just has it. He has this it factor, no matter what he's in. If he's singing badly, or if he's playing James Bond, if he's doing Remington Steele, it doesn't matter. He's just got that it factor. He's one of those actors that's engaging to watch no matter what he's in. I thought Nomads was a fun little film. Not everybody enjoyed it the way I did. But if you like ghost stories, Nomads is actually a pretty cool film. Robot Jocks is, of course, is one of the Full Moon Charles Band things. It's pretty cheesy. Uh, Again, not for everybody, but I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy Robot Jocks. There's a couple of them. I think the other one was called Crash and Burn. Not sure if that one ever. I don't think that one ever made it to Screen Factory yet. But that was another fun little one that was on. I think Crash and Burn maybe a little bit better than Robot Jocks. I can't remember because I'll be honest with you, I get both of them confused. And they're both these like kind of like robot kind of Transformers type films. Oh, it's a Transformer, not really. But those are the 8 that are available on the sale. But that's not all. See, they also have a Stone Cold Deal sale. And what happens with the Stone Cold Deal sale? It's attached to this. So there's a whole other page of movies. And where every week, these ones here, all these 8 films here, they're going to be replaced. So you have 1 week to get the films that you want in this one here. Because next Monday, these movies are gone. They're out. Their sales off on those. And there's movies that are put there to replace them. However, through the entire month, there's a whole page of movies here that are on sale, and they're going to be on sale for the entire month for you to get. So while you're picking up some of the Crypt sales here, you can also pick up some of the Stone Cold sales to actually help round out your collection and get stuff that you maybe don't have. So we're going to go straight up to I'll do them row by row. Classic Frights and B-Movie Nights, the Stone Cold sale. I am going to do the first row. So now's a great time to get it. I do recommend it, and if you haven't picked it up and you're a fan of the films, for $39, it's not a bad price on this one here. I know a lot of people didn't get this one when it came out originally, and it's a real shame because it is a really good box set. It's one of the early Scream box sets that was done, and was it the first one? I think this may have been the first the Scream Factory box set, and I was really proud to pick this up. I was really surprised more people didn't. And that's the Amityville Horror Trilogy. I thought this was a really well done set. Of course, it's more a normal paper type set as opposed to like the harder cardboard that they use now. But it was just, it was so well done. I mean, I do like the kind of like the artwork and stuff that's here. So we'll look at each one of these here. So it includes the Amityville Horror. Love the cover on that. And we have the features, audio commentary, For God's Sakes, Get Out documentary with Sarah James Brolin, Margot Kidder, theatrical trailer, and radio spots. As you can see on the inside, you see a lot of like posters and art and stuff. One of the big ones in the collection was getting number 2. See, number 2 had been out there, and everybody that watches Amityville films usually say number 2 is the best film. Why doesn't number 2 get any love? So in this one here, number 2 did get a lot of love. So I hope people actually that don't have the set take the time to get out and buy the set. It's really worth checking out. And the first 3 Amityville films I thought were really fun. Number 2 was my favorite out of the 3 of them. I'm not gonna lie, but and it gets a great thing here. So here we have the big, the big text thing on that one there. You would never have that on a movie poster nowadays. So they put like faces or something on there, or one of those the obligatory girl down on the floor clawing at the thing while some unseen person is pulling her back, which seems to be a poster for a lot of movies. Anyway, with special features here, we got director Demani. This is an Italian director that made this one. We have new interviews with actors Andrew Prine, Diane Franklin, and Rojana Aldo. We got audio commentary with the author Alexandra Holzer, Growing Up Haunted, a ghostly memoir, and theatrical trailer. And so there's a lot of stuff on here, a lot of really cool stuff. And again, we get like pictures from the film. The disc is gorgeous, and strongly highly recommend the set. Next up is really cool. If you got a 3D television, this one's going to be a joy to watch, and that is Amityville 3D. For years, people watched this one here and wondered, well, what's the 3D version like? Well, this one here actually has the 2D and 3D version. So if you don't have a 3D TV, don't worry. You can still watch this in the 2D flats edition. But if you have a 3D TV, then you're going to have a lot of fun with the 3D aspect of it. And I did. I thought overall the 3D worked pretty damn well on this one here. It's more of the older 3D than newer 3D. So not anaglyph glasses, something like that. But basically some things come out of the screen. Whereas in the newer 3D, I find that it's more in depth. But great edition here. Again, not a lot of features, actually not any real features, the theatrical trailer, but the biggest feature on here is that you get the 3D edition of the film, and that's what you need. So definitely worth picking up. I kind of think there might be something on there, like another short featurette or something, but that's not listed on the box. Don't quote me on that, though. I really, it's been a while since I've seen it. Now that I've got the 3D TV again, I will go back and rewatch this, hopefully during Halloween. So the Amityville Horror Trilogy, I do recommend this one. Next up is one of the fantastic editions, and that is John Carpenter's The Fog. It's just a great one here. Beautiful artwork on the front. Again, we have like the original artwork here, and this is a loaded edition. I mean, look at the special features there. We got audio commentaries on here with John Carpenter and Deborah Hill. Got a new audio commentary with actors Adrian Barbeau, Tom Atkins, and production designer Tommy Lee Wallace. New interview with Jamie Lee Curtis. Tales from the Mist inside the Fog featurette. Fear on Film inside the Fog featurette. The Fog storyboard, the film featurette. Horrors Hollow Grounds. People really tend to love that. And a look at the film's locations, outtakes, theatrical trailers, TV spots, photo gallery. Just an amazing edition here. And I actually am a really big fan of the Fog. If you never had the chance to pick up the really big, expensive edition, you can still grab a really cool edition of Nightbreed. It is Nightbreed, the director's cut. Very sexy looking. I do like that they used the original art on the inside here as well. I do love that. It's my favorite art for Nightbreed. Even though they did some pretty cool original art, it's just the original. They did some pretty cool like new art. The original art, it's just a poster thing, but I remember it from my childhood. We got a new transfer. It's an amazing transfer. Over 40 minutes of new footage. Mastered in high definition with the original camera negative. Introduction by writer, director Clive Barker. Auto commentary with restoration producer. New interviews with actor Craig Schaefer, Andy Bobby, Doug Bradley, Hugh Ross, Simon Bamford, Christine McCorkindale. Special effects and makeup artist Paul Jones. Action unit director Andy Armstrong. Theatrical trailer. It's a bunch of stuff. It's really a great edition, guys. If you haven't seen Nightbreed, it's a fantastic film. I love the movie Nightbreed, and it's one of those that I will review like a few times. Like I'll go back to it and watch it over and over again. I'll find stuff that I really didn't see in it before, and just one of my favorites. Next up is, and here it is, in case you wanted to pick up the other two and you realize you didn't have the first one, the classic, the one, the only, the ending that left a lot of people shocked. Sleepaway Camp. Yes, the original is here with a brand new scan, new audio commentary on here. We got an original commentary as well from before. We have the new interviews with the cast, the crew, Sleepaway Camp scrapbook, short film called Judy, which had See to Believe, trust me on that one, and theatrical trailer and more. This is a really great edition. I cannot tell a lie. I love Sleepaway Camp. It's one of my favorite movies, and I'm a huge slasher fan. It's really cool. And the cool thing about this, I don't want to hype it too much because Sleepaway Camp is one of those movies that you want to see without too much hype. You don't want to know too much going in. It's very, typical slasher in certain ways, but the deaths are really well done. The effects, actually, for a very low budget movie, are extremely good. There are a lot of non-actors that were used in this film, and that's something that you should understand going into. A lot of these kids were actually kids as opposed to like using like 20 or 30 something year olds to play the roles. You have some actual kids in the film. Felissa Rose at the time, I think she was maybe 15 when she did this film, and just some incredible stuff. If you haven't seen it, really, it's worth checking out. I do recommend the 3 Sleepaway Camp films. This is a chance, guys, to get the entire collection, the Sleepaway Camp trilogy, in your collection right now with some awesome artwork, some cool special features, and who wouldn't want that? Next up is John Carpenter again. Yes, you can get some great John Carpenter stuff this month, guys. So if you don't have it, everybody has this one. So I'm guessing there's not going to be many people that don't have this movie already. They Live. John Carpenter's They Live is such a fantastic film. You think they're people just like you. You're wrong. Dead wrong. Great film. We got an audio commentary with John Carpenter and Roddy Piper, which is actually really good. The late Roddy Piper. So, if you don't have this one, it's a good time to go back and look at Roddy Piper's best film. New interview with director John Carpenter. The making of They Live on Earth, theatrical trailer, TV spots, and more. And This is the movie that got a lot of people into and hooked on Scream. Uh, some people passed by this early Halloween stuff, Halloween 2 and 3, and they were, well, I'll get that down the road, or I've got copies of Halloween, I want to get the features, and I'll grab it in a bit. But it seems like everybody that I spoke to, when this one came out, this was a day one purchase for a lot of people. So that's why I say, you probably have already gotten They Live. But if you don't, I definitely recommend it. They Live is a fantastic film. It's a sci-fi action horror film with a little bit of comedy. So there's a really great fight sequence in this one here. A really great fight sequence. It's got Roddy Piper and Keith David in this this really knockdown drag-out fight, and you cannot go wrong with it. Next up is more John Carpenter. I kid you not, and it is the classic Assault on Precinct 13, which is a film that has such a fantastic score to it. Aside the movie, like John Carpenter's movies are well scored. This may be, Halloween is a fantastic score, but Assault on Precinct 13 may be one of my favorite John Carpenter scores. I'm not sure if there's a vinyl in this one or not. I would love to get it down the road. I do have a record player. They got new interviews with actress Nancy Loomis, Kai's, I guess she's married now, and art director, sound effects designer Tommy Lee Wallace. Of course, we all know him as the director of Halloween 3. Audio commentary by writer-director John Carpenter, interview with Carpenter and actor Austin Stoker, tactical trailer, radio spots. Well, this is pretty much like a modern day western, a modern day at the time western. It's a really good film. I'm sure you've all probably seen the remake. This one kicks that one in the balls and just knocks it around. There's nothing wrong with the remake. It's an okay film, but once you've seen the original, you know just how much better a film the original Assault on Precinct 13 is. It is a brutal film. You see early on exactly how bad these bad guys are. These are, these aren't like just oh no, I might kill you. No, these are badass killers. And there's a scene, kind of a shocker of a scene that makes you realize just exactly what these guys are dealing with, and not easy. Great one here. Again, I love that poster art. I love this art here, by the way. I think this is amazing. There's a artist. I used to read a lot of these movies, these magazines, these Eerie and Warren, a lot of these Warren publications, Eerie and all those type of things. And there's an artist anyway, and he had this kind of look to him to his art. It reminds me of this here. Every time I see that, I think of those old Eerie magazines that I used to read. Next up is one of the best slasher films that came out. There's a trifecta of them. I mentioned that in my Madman review. There was Friday the 13th Part 2. There's Madman. And of course there's one that most people think is the crowning jewel out of all those three films, and the best, and that is The Burning. The Burning is a very fun film. It has a hell of a cast. We got Holly Hunter in this movie here. We have what's his name? Jason. Oh, can I totally killing me? Jason Alexander. Does a fantastic role, and he's actually cool. He's one of the cool. He's one of the cool guys. The one that you don't want to see die. And great effects. There's effects by Tom Savini. Tom Savini didn't do Friday the 13th Part 2. Instead, he decided to do this movie here, and I'm really glad he did. There's some great effects in this, and it's different. Normally, when you watch these movies, there's like a final girl. This one takes it in a different direction, so definitely check out The Burning. Next up is Cellar Dweller and Catacombs. Now, see, those were put out originally as kind of a 4-pack, like a 4 horror movie marathon. Then they upgraded them. They did new scans and put them out on Blu-ray as double features. Cellar Dweller, I kind of remember. That was kind of a fun film. I don't remember Catacombs at all. I'm not going to lie about that one. I don't remember Catacombs, so I can't tell you anything about that film there. But I do remember liking Cellar Dweller back in the day. It was one of those kind of that I watched on VHS a few times and had a lot of fun with it. I'm pretty sure that one had an actor from the show Head of the Class, but you probably don't remember. But if you're an 80s kid like me, then you do. And that's probably how I ended up watching Cellar Dweller in the first place. It's a fun little monster film. I enjoy it. And Catacombs, I would love to be able to tell you more about it, but I really didn't look at it, and I don't know a lot. But as far as double features go, it's one that I really do want to pick up. The Dark Half. You saw my review on here with my friend Kelly. Unfortunately, she's no longer in town. I miss her, actually. Cool. She was kind of my horror movie watching friend. So, The Dark Half is is what I said. It's a really good film. This is one that I watched and kind of like dismissed back in the day. I'll be honest with you, I watched it and I wasn't sure. But when I rewatched it, I really, really enjoyed it. Most of all, I enjoyed Timothy Hutton's performance in this film. It is incredible. His job as both characters. You know, he plays two characters in the film, and the way they do it is, it, Michael Rooker got to play a good guy. But if you haven't seen The Dark Half, there's great, great features on it. There's a making of on here, and I think it runs about like 35, 40 minutes. And it's a really interesting making of. It's like, basically the stories they have to tell about the film are really good, and the hard work they actually had to get Michael Rooker, who's now like a cult actor. You know, Walking Dead, you know, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. The work he had to do just to get Michael Rooker in this film, because they didn't want him. But Deadly Eyes, a fun film. Here's one that's not for everybody. I'm not gonna lie, but it was for me. I like a genre. Well, I like these kind of like nature and amok, like evil animal films. But more than that, I like Canucksploitation. I am Canadian, so I definitely support the Canadian horror industry. And during the 80s, Canada, a lot of people came over and made horror films here in Canada because, well, we gave grants for a horror movie. So, we really did. We actually funded a lot of like the horror classics that you see, like Black Christmas, the early Cronenberg stuff. People would make movies over here because they were cheap to make, because we would do funding, and people could get grants for making the horror films over here. And this one here, Deadly Eyes, is just a fun little film. It's about like these giant rats. It's pretty cheesy. It's like dogs dressed up as rats is what it is. Pretty brutal though. Lisa Langolis from The Nest is in this one here. And that's the reason I got it. It's the only reason I'll pick up The Nest down the road, is because I want to have all of Lisa Langolis' films. Well, all her horror films anyway. And basically it's rats attacking Toronto. That's exactly what it is. So if you like rat movies, definitely pick it up. It's a fantastic little film. Great addition. We got interviews with different actors on here. You know, Lisa Langolis, Leslie Donaldson, Joseph Kelly. Got an interview with the writer, Charles Egley. The art director, you know, a bunch of different like interviews. So that's pretty good for a movie that probably nobody knows. So, but I have to because I'm Canadian, and that's it. The Doctor and the Devils is one I've been kind of hemming and hawing about for a while now. It's got Timothy Dalton in it. I'm a huge fan of Timothy Dalton's. It's kind of the Burke and Hare story. Well, it is the Burke and Hare story. So if you know the Burke and Hare story, then you kind of know what you're going to get with Doctor and the Devils. I don't think there's a lot of features on it, but there's enough there to whet your appetite. And I definitely want to check that out. So Doctor and the Devils is another good Scream Factory release that I do not have. There's a lot in this list I don't have, by the way. Eve of Destruction, Gregory Hines. I picked this one up on the Summer Fear sale. I haven't watched it since I picked it up. I really do have to watch it. I did love the trailer of this one. I've saw this one years ago. So the last time I saw this movie, guys, was on VHS. It's kind of like a female robot Terminator species type of thing, all mixed into one. But if you haven't checked it out, I don't know. I don't know if I can really recommend it. It's if you like cheesy action stuff, go for it, I guess. I think it was a fun movie. When I watched it before, it was a fun movie. But to be completely honest, completely truthful, there wasn't much on in Summer Fear I didn't have. I did want to get the coasters and stuff, so this was one of the two that I picked up. So it wasn't I picked up. It was the best movie I picked up because the one I didn't have and I wanted to have it. And that's the truth. So I was getting more Scream Factories for my collection, and I wanted more, basically I wanted to get more cheesy like science fiction action type of films. I'm trying to round out not just my collection, but the type of genres that I watch. And I want to make my movies a lot more like the, in a way, a lot more like the video stores that I went into when I was a kid. And I find the companies like Arrow and Scream Factory, Grindhouse Releasing, 88 Films, Kino Lorber, especially right now, do a really good job of helping me do that. Next up is Exterminators of the Year 3000. I want this movie so bad. It's only $9.99 too on the Blu-ray, so I'm tempted on this one. Really tempted on this one. It's very cheesy. It's one of those you gotta like these type. It's a post-apocalyptic type, you know, those kind of cheap Mad Max style film. By Mad Max, I mean, you know, Road Warrior, not Mad Max. And that's what it is. It's basically a cheesy post-apocalyptic type film. If you like those films, you like those, you know, Barbarians of the Year 3000, all that type of stuff, New York, After the Fall, New York, and all that type, then you're going to like this. Uh, if you're not into that type of film, then it's probably not going to be one that's going to change your mind. But I did enjoy that stuff. Extraterrestrial is a new one. I don't know the film. I hear it's pretty good. Again, that's another one I can't get here in Canada. It's only a U.S. one. It pisses me off that some of these are just U.S. releases. I wish I could get them here and not, because it's Extraterrestrials on Blu-ray there, and I think it's only on DVD here in Canada. So next up is The Final Terror. This is actually a really cool film. It's got a great cast. I didn't expect this one to be as good as it was. I thought it was going to actually bore the hell out of me, to be completely honest. But the cast is actually, we have Adrian Zmed, Daryl Hannah's in here. We've got Joe Pantoliano, Mark Metcalf. But I think Joe Pantoliano was probably my favorite. He just stole the show in the film here. It's I don't want to say it's not like a slasher. It's hard to explain. Go watch it. It's a good movie. Is it one that I recommend over some of the other ones here? No, it's not. I'll give you my tops after we get finished through. We get finished here. So next up, let's see if I can get them all. See, one-handed is not as easy as it looks. So let's bring this over here and check it out. The next row starts off with one of my favorite little ones, and it's got a kind of a cheesy ending, but I did like the film, and I like the fact that the actor in this film, he's passed on now, Brian James, committed to the role so strongly, and that is the horror show. It's think of it like Shocker with a little bit of a better killer in it. No, nothing wrong with Horse Pinker there, but and I would definitely buy Shocker. I don't own it yet, but this is a fun film. Kane Hodder did some of the stunt work in this movie here. He's actually interviewed on this. James Isaac directed this one. And it stars Lance Henriksen. That's the man. Lance Henriksen's a fantastic actor. And he's just got an intensity to him. He really just brings it to all the movies that he does. Dee Pfeiffer's in this as well. Thom Bray's in it. Definitely. If you haven't seen the horror show, this is one I will recommend. One of my personal favorites. I know it's not for everybody, but I do love Invaders from Mars. So if you're one of the people that went and pre-ordered Strange Invaders, from Twilight Time, then you should already probably have this film in your collection. I'm guessing you probably do, because it's in the 1980s, kind of kitschy type slasher, kind of kitschy type of like sci-fi comedy with some comedic aspects. This movie was a hard movie for them to really market, and I think it lost the audience, but it's gained kind of cult status. And look at this. We got Karen Black in this one here, Timothy Bottoms, Lorraine Newman, Jason Cameron. We got Bud Cort, Louise Fletcher. That's an amazing cast. And this done by Tobe Hooper and Invaders from Mars. I really, really strongly recommend this one. It's not a special edition, and I don't know why it's not a collector's edition. We got a great editor commentary with Tobe Hooper. The Martians are coming. The making of Invaders from Mars, on a retrospective, with with a bunch of the cast, the creature effects artist. We got theatrical trailers, TV spots, original storyboards, original production. Illustration guide from artist William Stout, just really cool. I do recommend that one. If you're a sci-fi fan, if you like kind of cheesy or 80s science fiction, then you're going to want to have Invaders from Mars. It's a beautiful looking cover, and it's a beautiful film to put in your collection. Next up is one I don't have. I almost bought in the last sale, but I ran out of cash before it came up, and that is the Love at First Bite, Once Bitten. Two vampire films that are not even, by the way. Love at First Bite is a fantastic film done in the late 70s, starring the great George Hamilton, who had also made another kind of comedic parody movie at the time by the name of Zorro the Gay Blade. Just another really fun film. And Love at First Bite is really fun. Basically, George Hamilton plays Dracula, and he falls in love with Susan St. James, and he's chased by, I think it's Richard Benjamin. It's a really fun film. It got the original soundtrack in there for years. When you had this on VHS, the song in the nightclub was taken out, and it's original song. It's I like the nightlife, I like the boogie, kind of like the disco song. But for rights reasons, that was taken out. That's actually back in this version here, which is actually really cool. Once Bitten is Jim Carrey and Lauren Hutton, right? Yeah. But honestly, it's not a great movie. It's one that you'll watch for curiosity's sake, but it's not one of the ones that you're going to want to just go through. So is this one For Love at First Bite, I can recommend it. But for Once Bitten, almost takes away. Think of Once Bitten as an extra, really, because Love at First Bite is actually the reason to have this here one. Uh, Once Bitten is a curio at most, at best. Uh, Another one that I found fun is the other next George Romero film, Monkey Shines. It's I know how to explain it. So Jason Biggie plays like this this guy that's paralyzed, and he has a monkey that's taking care of him, like a helper monkey. Unfortunately, the monkey kind of like starts to get like psychotic like tendencies. It's actually a really fun film. But we know it's really fun in this. Same thing on Dark Half. The one reason I bought these over, well, I didn't buy these. Actually, my cousin got me these for my birthday. Was that he knew I wanted these because he knew the features on these were ones that I would really enjoy. And the retrospectives on both these George Romero ones. This one and Dark Half were two George Romero ones that Screen Factory put out. The documentaries are amazing. They're really, really good, and they're really engaging. And I watched this one more than once. The documentary. I watched the movie once, but I watched the documentary 3 times. Some great stuff. We got makeup effects here by Tom Savini in this one. Just some incredible stuff. I just really enjoyed this one here. Next up is, well, New Year's Evil. This is one I didn't think I was going to like. I picked it up because I had seen it a long time ago, and I didn't remember that well. It was one of those slasher films, one of those holiday slasher films. And I do enjoy those, to an extent, have fun with them. So I sat down here with my son one night. We were going to review a movie, and we picked New Year's Evil because there was like 2 or 3 choices, and we ended up going with this one, kind of begrudgingly. Thought we'd have fun with it. Thought we'd kind of riff on it, and kind of like almost MST through K it. But we really enjoyed the movie. There was some like cheesy acting and stuff in the film, but the one thing I think we both were surprised with was we dug what they did with the killer. We liked that they took a different route about going about showing us the killer. Basically, it could have been on this girl the entire time, and we could have had one of these Halloween type of things. It didn't do that. We got to see almost as much as the killer as we did of the girl. We had to see the mistakes the killer made. The killer wasn't not this perfect person that was actually doing a great. Long before Scream came around, and killers were tripping and stuff like that. This was the original guy that was doing that. It was making mistakes, things happened. He would have to readjust his plan, and it was a fantastic little film. New Year's Evil. I really do recommend it. There's a twist that you see coming a mile away in it, but definitely a really great film. On the next line we have Night the Comet. This one here has 3 commentaries on here. A bunch of different features. This is a purely 80s film. It's really cheesy, really fun. I love Night the Comet. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but if you like zombie films, you like 80s stuff, you like hot girls, you're definitely going to like Night the Comet. Because, yeah. I really do dig this movie, too. This one's put out by Screen Factory and Arrow. Next up is Ninja 3, The Domination. I'm a Cannon fan. I love Cannon films. I love the stuff they put out. They did a lot of really cool action films. They did some cool stuff like Breakin' and Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. And the girl is in this. It was actually one of their go-to girls. And she was in the movies like Breakin' and that. And it's Lucinda Dickey. Gorgeous, the girl. And, I found her gorgeous back in the day anyway. And Ninja 3 Domination is a very cheesy, fun film. Basically, there have been 2 ninja movies before with Shokazuchi in them. There was, basically, I think, Return the Ninja and what was the second one? I can't remember. The Enter the Ninja and Return the Ninja. And this would be the 3rd one. But in this one here, they brought in a girl who's an aerobics instructor. And she's possessed by the spirit of a ninja. And only a ninja can kill a ninja. It's just a fun film. There's a lot of action, a lot of ninja stuff. There's a cute girl. And I had a lot of fun with this one. I do recommend this film. If you like these type of films, you like ninja films, you like these action films, these Cannon films. If you're one of the people that's picking up that Cannon documentary that just recently came out, this needs to be in your collection. Next up is The Outing and The Godsend. That's the double feature that I really want. I do want to own both those there. The Outing and The Godsend are both 2 films that I did enjoy. The Godsend's kind of a cool little film. Again, with the religious iconography for horror. The Outing's another one that was kind of a fun film. I did enjoy it. It's a double feature that I can recommend both films. I thought they were both really kind of fun. Next up is Prison. As you can see, my cover looks, if you can see that there, my cover is different because I chose to use this cover over the other cover, which I thought was atrocious. I just didn't like the artwork with it. There's yet more artwork on the inside because this is a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Some of these are Blu-ray DVD combo packs. This is a collector's edition, though I did not get the slipcase for this one. I'm not sure what happened, but I ordered this one from away, I think, and there was no slipcase. I'm not sure if there was there ever a slipcase with Prison Guys. Let me know, because I don't have it. I thought I had a slipcase. No, I guess I didn't. But it's one of the collector's editions that I didn't get a slipcase with. So I'm not sure if there was a slipcase available at the time or not. Some great stuff in here, some wonderful features. Is it like it's a fun, like a little kind of like haunted prison movie? Viggo Mortensen, one of his early roles, and late Lane Smith is in this as well, doing a great job. Next up is Psycho 2, and I have the DVD edition of this one. So, but it's Blu-ray, and all these here are like really low price. Just go to the page and find out. Psycho 2 is probably the highest price of them here, at $17.99. I really enjoy this. There's not a lot of features on this, but the audio commentary is really good. And for that alone, I recommend this one on the... I think Psycho 2 is a great movie. The audio commentary with Tom Holland is really good. I like Tom Holland. It's a great commentary. The video interviews with Anthony Perkins and Fair Moss are neat to have. And director Richard Franklin, who made some more fantastic films. You probably know Richard Franklin from this one here, but he also made movies like Patrick and Road Games, which if you have not seen them, I do recommend you check out both those films. He's an Australian director. And over in Australia, he was called basically the Australian Hitchcock, so definitely check him out. Psycho 2 was ironic, I guess, in a way. The Australian Hitchcock doing Psycho 2 made sense, and I had fun with this film. I thought that Meg Tilly really, well, aside from, it's hard to steal the scenes from Anthony Perkins. He's just so good. He's just so damn good. But Meg Tilly does a damn good job of trying, and I think she does a really cool job in this film here. So what? Psycho 3. And again, another really cool edition. Again, this one here is runs at $17.99, so it's on the more expensive one here. And again, audio commentary with Charles Edgar Pogue, the screenwriter. And it's really interesting. I'd say Psycho 2 and 3 have screenwriter commentaries, and I'm not usually used to listening to a screenwriter commentary, which is really, it's kind of surprised me because here I'm a writer myself. And I'm really glad that these guys here, these two screenwriters, knocked it out of the park, these commentaries. I thought their commentaries were extremely interesting. The cool thing about a screenwriter is that a lot of people, like directors and actors, will talk about what's on the screen and talk about like little things that happen behind the screen. Screenwriters can talk about what didn't make it on the screen. The parts of the film that were written in there that never made it, or casting that they thought, that didn't go right, or that they thought went well or better than expected, all that type of stuff. So I really do recommend them, Psycho 2 and Psycho 3. This one's much sleazier than Psycho 2, and it's directed by this little unknown guy by the name of Anthony Perkins. You may have heard of him before. He actually directed this one, and I have fun with this. So, good film. Next up is Scanners 2 and 3. This one is actually only available in the U.S. as well, but my better half managed to get me this one during a Barnes & Noble sale. We had it was like a 40% off coupon, and I really wanted these because I had Scanners from there, and I liked the Scanners movies. I wish I wish the sit would have done better, so we would have got more. Now there's no features on this. Basically the features are having Scanners 2 and 3 on in Blu-ray. Are these great films? No, they're not great films. Are these good films? They're I like them. I thought that some people say, they're not as good as Scanners, and I can understand that Scanners is a much better made film, but I just had I had more fun with these films than I have with Scanners. Sure, these movies have worse acting, obviously. Scanners didn't have great acting, but it didn't have my Clarence side in these two here. They're cheesier. I enjoy the cheesiness aspect of it. I enjoy the fact that they kind of went into a more exploitation, just kind of a fun way with it. These are definitely direct-to-video type of films. And it shows. It really shows that they're direct-to-video. But that being said, it doesn't lessen it for me. For some people, it will. If you watch Scanners, you thought Scanners was an amazing, proficiently technical film that you just thought was fantastic, then you're probably going to come out of this going, huh? But if you watch Scanners and okay, that's good, but it can do better, then you might enjoy this, actually. It's almost like they could have taken it and made let's make Scanners a TV series. I'm surprised it hasn't been done, by the way. After this, there was two even more superior sequels, Scanners Cops films, which are also very cheesy and very, very cheesy, but again, very fun. And that's what these films are. These films are nothing more than just pure fun. We have some pretty cool stuff in there. David Hewlett from from Star Trek Atlantis, from Stargate Atlantis, actually is the star of Scanners 2, and does a really good job of it. Scanners 3, The Takeover, is another film that I had a lot of fun with. Now, 3 is not as good as number 2, but the cheese factor is even higher in part 3, so I did enjoy that fact of it. Next up is TV's Terrors. Screen Factory presents 2 TV Terror double features. This one is the only one. They say on Blu-ray disc, but I'm pretty sure that's an error, because I think TV Terrors was only done on DVD. I'm pretty sure this one was a DVD exclusive only. If this one, because if this was a Blu-ray, there is a Blu-ray edition of TV Terrors, I would have had it by now. TV Terrors didn't do that well when it came out. It's got The Initiation of Sarah and Are You in the House Alone? 2 films that I really want. I love the TV horror movies. There was a time, guys, when TV horror was really, really well done, and this is that time. It's that time period. This one here, they tried it with TV horror films. When it didn't do well, they didn't do any more, which is a shame, because maybe they should have did at least one more to give it a chance to see if maybe it was just those 2 films particularly that people weren't interested in, or the fact that they didn't put any features on them really. But the TV terror thing is something that I really wish that they'd look into again, because there was a lot of great TV horror films that have not gotten released, and I think they really, really should. Next up is Squirm. It's a fun film. If you haven't seen Squirm, I got the MGM release. I don't have the Screen Factory edition yet. I do want to get it down the road, but Squirm came out under this one, under Arrow, and I love both Screen Factory and Arrow, so I always go back and forth between which one to get. But I got to check on the features of each one of these. But Squirm has a great cover. The Screen Factory has a better cover for Squirm, by the way. It's about worms. It's a worm movie. Well, there's a scene in the movie where the girl in the shower, and the water's coming down, and and all of a sudden the water kind of starts to dwindle off, and then the water stops, and she kind of looks up, and like she feels worms like kind of come down. All those worms coming out of the shower head, like all these big like worms. If that doesn't gross you out and make you not want to watch it, then go buy Squirm, because it's a fun film. Supernova. This is the other one I bought during the summer fear sale. Do I like Supernova? It's an okay movie. I got it because I needed 2 for that sale. I'm not gonna lie, I got it because I needed 2 for the sale, and I wanted to have like some more science fiction from that era in my collection. Is this like a great edition? No, I don't recommend this one. Not really at all. James Spader and Angela Bassett, yeah, it's a decent film, but I think a lot more could have been done with this. There wasn't a lot more that I think could have done with like this here Blu-ray itself. But it is what it is. But if you're a fan of Supernova, you're gonna buy it. But if you've never seen Supernova before, I don't recommend it being one that you pick up during the sale. Supernova runs you $11.99, and honestly, I wouldn't pay more than between $7 and $9.99 for Supernova. Last but definitely not least is one I can strongly recommend, $17.99. But it's like getting 2 movies for one, and a bunch of features as well. And that is the original The Town That Dreaded Sundown by Charles B. Pierce. It also has The Evictors, which I think is an even better film by Charles B. Pierce. And The Evictors is just a DVD-only bonus. There are some features on here as well. Basically, we got an audio commentary with historian Jim Presley. We got an interview with actors Andrew Prine and Don Wells. We have a theatrical trailer. There's an essay by Brian Albright, poster and still gallery. And, of course, we have this other film here, The Evictors, on here. The Evictors stars Jessica Harper, who I have a huge crush on from when I was a kid, who was in like movies like Suspiria, Shock Treatment, which is the sequel to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and of course the fantastic movie Phantom of the Paradise. But you open it up and you got like the Blu-ray of 10 Dread Sundown with the head there, and we have the 10 Dread Sundown on DVD along with The Evictors, kind of a double feature thing. If you don't have this combo pack, this is the Blu-ray DVD combo pack. It's a double feature. It's one of the more expensive at $7.99, but I got to say, I do recommend it. So overall, if I was going to give you top recommendations for each page, there's how many rows here? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows in one. So I'll give you like a top 10 list of what I think are definitely ones to grab. Or I'll give a couple from each row. The Amityville Horror Trilogy, if you don't have that, it's a really good box set. It's $39. It really is worth picking up. I would pick up the Amityville Trilogy. That's anything from the first row. Amityville Trilogy, The Fog, Nightbreed, Sleepaway Camp, They Live. It's a great combination of films there. So you're out of the first row, picking up any of those is great. I would go for Amityville Trilogy first, but if that's not your it's not your thing, it's not your bag. You got two Carpenters to choose from, but They Live in the Fog. I do recommend Sleepaway Camp 1 and getting the whole trilogy right this week if you haven't got them. That's something to go for. Get Sleepaway Camp in this one here. Get Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 and have yourself a complete Sleepaway Camp trilogy. Just some great stuff. Nightbreed is also a fantastic film. If you don't have the the big edition, or you don't care to have the big edition, a lot of people don't. You can get the director's cut right there. So I was just going to give top 10, but I just go give an overview on it right now. Solid Precinct 13, The Burning. I can strongly recommend those. The double feature, it's part of a. There's not a lot of features on. I don't think there may be any features on some of these here, but on some of these double features. But it's a fun little film. The Dark Half is a decent film by George Romero. It's got a great making of. But that being said, it's not one that you got to run out and get. Deadly Eyes is the same thing. It's a fun film if you like the cheesy stuff like that. Then you're gonna have fun with Deadly Eyes. But again, it's not a must-have. It's a must-have for me. I like exploitation. If you're a fan of that, and you're a fan of like the kind of cheesy giant monster or giant rats or type thing, then you're gonna have fun with that. But on this list here, Solid Precinct 13 and The Burning are two of the stronger must-have when you're looking at stuff that you want to pick out. The Burning really is one of the top slasher films of all time. Now coming into the third row, and there's not a lot that I can really recommend on the third row as in like must-haves. Like there's some interesting films there. I haven't seen Extraterrestrial. I can't tell you anything about that one there. The Final Terror is a good film. I did enjoy that. Eve Destruction's a fun film. If I had to pick anything out of there, I'd pick one that I don't have, Exterminators of the Year 3000, just because it's a fun, different little kind of cheesy Mad Maxian type film. Dr. Devil's against another cool little film, but again, there's nothing really that I'm going to recommend as a must grab on the third row. The fourth row, however, I do think Invaders from Mars is a great little film. If you're a fan of like slasher films and want to get something different, New Year's Evil is a good one. We've gotten a better double feature in here with Love at First Bite and Once Bitten. The Horror Show I did enjoy, but none of these here are must-haves, like must-grabs. Horror Show, Invaders from Mars, and New Year's Evil are the top 3 picks on that row. That was an easy way to do it. You do the top picks on each row. Night of the Comet is a fantastic film. If you don't have it, definitely pick it up. I enjoyed Ninja 3. You got to be a fan of the canon stuff to like a lot of this. We have like The Outing, Godsend. That's actually the most solid of the double features that are on here. Prison, I thought was a fun film, but it's kind of it's a slower film. It's not for everybody. I'm not gonna like totally say you got to grab Prison. Psycho 2 I really enjoyed, and I really enjoyed the commentary on that one there as well. So if you like Psycho films, you get Psycho 2 and Psycho 3 that are both on here. On the fourth one here, if I was going to recommend anything on this on the fourth line, although I do think the Scanners 2 and 3 one really at $9.99, that's a steal of a deal to get. It really is so. If you're going to grab a $9.99 for double feature, Scanners 2 and 3, I was going to say Squirm is the main one there, but I'm going to say for this one here, for the TV Tears one runs only $7.99. And the Scanners one runs only $9.99. Those are two films that have not had a strong, basically did not have a lot of strong sales originally. And if you're interested in those at all, this is really the time to get them. I am really strongly thinking with the TV Terror set. And last but not least is The Dreaded Sundown. And it's one that I do strongly recommend. It is a good film. So I've never got a top 10, but basically we'll go right up to the top. Anything in the first row is definitely it's a buy. If I had to pick anything right from there, I would say the Anvil Horror Trilogy would be the one to get. Sleepaway Camp would go number 2 on that list, so I'll rank them for you. Number 3 would be The Fog. Number 4 would be They Live, and number 5 would be Nightbreed. And like I said, this is one here where any of them can be tops because they just are that good. Every one of the films in the top row are just fantastic. Ranking the second one, I'd go with The Burning first. Then there's Solid Precinct 13. Deadly Eyes, The Dark Half, and Cellar Dweller Catacombs, and I would rank them in that order. If you're looking at the third row, then I say Exterminators of the Year 3000, followed by The Final Terror, followed by Doctor and the Devils, followed by Eve of Destruction, and followed by Extraterrestrial. That may be a fantastic film, I just don't know it. Right here in the fourth one, I would have to say Invaders from Mars, The Horror Show. Actually, no. Let's go redo that. New Year's Evil, Invaders from Mars, The Horror Show, Monkey Shines, and of course, last but not least, Love at First Bite. Right here, Honestly, Psycho 2, Night of the Comet, Ninja 3, Prison, and The Outing, Godsend. But right here, I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say Scanners 2 and 3. It's not for everybody. Remember, it's cheesy fun. It's straight to DVD type of film, straight to VHS type films with no way. But if you like those type, you really enjoy it. They're not boring. That's that's a good part about them. But they're very TV-ish in some ways. Scanners 2 and 3, Psycho 3, of course. The TV Tears, Squirm, and then Supernova. And of course, 10 Dread Sundown. As for the first one here, if you want to know what tops the list, I would say grab up Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. If you don't have them, those are 2 to grab. After that, Escape from New York, of course. For me, next up is a tie between Nomads and Ghost Town. Actually, it's a 3-way tie between Nomads, Ghost Town, and Stigmata because I like 3 of those films. Then it's the Babadook, and then it's Robot Jocks. Actually, no, I put Robot Jocks over Babadook. To be totally honest with you, because that's the way I roll. So there we go. That is the Scream Factory sale. I will be doing this on a weekly basis. I won't have to take up my other ones, but I'll be looking at what's in the crypt. I'll be reviewing and going over some of the stuff that I may purchase from there. There are some great stuff. There's some great stuff on sale. So if you don't have a lot of Scream Factory, now's a great time to get started. Perfect time. It's right in Halloween time. Get yourself some good horror. Enjoy some cheesy sleepaway camp stuff this week. Because I think that's a strong one. I really strongly. There's a few that I want here. It's hard for me because I'm low on funds right now. I got a few things coming. I'm very low on funds. But I'd like to get a couple from the sale. And there's 2 or 3 here that I really want in this crypt one. So but my better off setting, I maybe take a small or maybe get 2. So I'll get the magnets, at least get that. And we'll see how it goes from there. But that being said, there's some amazing stuff here. There you go, guys. The Scream Factory Shocktober sale. 50 minutes long, this 56, almost 6 minutes long this video is. If you stayed with me for this entire video, bless you. Thank you so much. I really wanted to come here and, I haven't even watched my horror movie of the night. I wanted to come here tonight, talk to you guys about this fantastic little sale, make sure you guys were able to get in on the ground floor and just some Scream Factory goodness. So right now I'm going to go get myself some tea, make myself a snack, and going to sit down, watch my nightly horror movie, and just maybe I'm going to go over this here a little bit more too, to see exactly if I'm going to get 2, which 2 I'm going to get. And such good choices, such good choices. Scream Factory Shocktober, I'm loving it. Hope you guys are too. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan of these genre labels. Yeah, you can tell I got over 80 Scream Factories there in my collection. I've got over 50 something arrows of the genre stuff I love. 88 films. But tonight is Scream Factory's night. Scream Factory, this is your month to shine. You're going to be getting some good love on my channel while the sale is going on. And we'll definitely be talking about it more. Thank you so much for watching. It's the Shocktober Scream Factory sale, guys. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Get some movies. Please comment down below and tell me exactly what you're getting. Tell me what you think I should get that I don't have, because I've listed every movie that's here that I've got. I've shown you, but I've shown you stuff I don't have as well. So maybe you've got some of these here, and you can recommend some to me. Let me know some of the features on stuff, like Nomads or Stigmata. Are there features on Nomads? Robot Jocks has a bunch of features on it. Ghost Town. I think that's the Full Moon one. I can't be sure, but it's or the Empire Pictures one. I'm trying to remember it right now, but I remember it being like a kind of a fun little film. Well, there's the thing, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to come on here. I'm not going to research things ahead of time, just to make myself seem like I know everything about everything. I don't. There's a lot of movies that I haven't seen, and I like to discover some of this stuff with you guys here, and kind of find my way along the way here. There's a lot of movies. Obviously, I watched a lot of movies, but that being said, here's movies that I haven't seen in a long time. Nomads is one I haven't seen since around the time that it came out. I didn't like it when it came out. Now and again, I may have it Brosnan blinders on too, because I was a huge fan of Pierce Brosnan. Ghost Town is one that I did find fun, but I don't remember that well. Stigmata is one that I didn't like as much when I saw it originally, but I kind of grew to like it later on. And Robot Jocks is one that I always have fun with. It's just one of those kind of cheesy fun films. And Babadook, I don't have a choice. I can't get it because it's not here, and not available here to get. I'd have to buy the other edition that's not from Scream Factory. Well, there we go, guys. That is the Scream Factory Shocktober sale at 60 minutes. I am out of here. You see my face way too close up right now because I'm actually very excited. I gotta put all these movies back, man. Talk to you guys later. I'm out of here.